No, you don't like them, huh? They're going to be your neighbors.
And these are the middle-aged alpacas in this pen. Well, how long will it be before they will meet the boys inside the pen?
Oh, they won't.
They won't?
No. No.
Well, they
This
have...
it will stay a little herd of its own.
Oh, okay.
They're all pretty well adjusted to one another. They can all defend themselves if they get in a fight with somebody. So.
Okay. So then, why will they never be in the same pen together?
They beat them up.
Maybe when these are like 4 years old and they're bigger.
In other words, when these two young boys when they get older,
Yes.
then they would be able to handle themselves with the older guys.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So what? Now, are these related at all? The young boys here with the? Are these the 17-year-old girls, and a few 20?
Well,
No.
they're not.
I mean in people age. I mean in alpaca age.
They're teenage girls.
Yeah,
Teenagers.
Yeah.
And are they?
There's 4 bigger ones and they are 2. They could be bred. They're ready to be bred. The other ones just turned a year old.
Nice to meet you, girls. Ha sido un placer. Hey, do any of you speak Espanol anymore?
Now this is interesting. Look at Olivia.
Yeah.
Leaning up against. That's Violet. That's her sister.
Oh, that is fun. Oh my goodness.
See, I swear they know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sister Peavy's going to tell us how to pet these animals, and do they even like it, sister?
They're really not like cats and dogs. They really do not like to be petted. You have 1 or 2 who will be more acceptable of humans, but basically, no, they don't. They particularly do not like their heads touched, so you never pet there. If you're going to pet, we usually talk about you can stroke their necks like this.
Do they like it a little bit?
Not necessarily.
No, but we like it.
Right, and you can stroke their backs.
They're back.
Come here. Come here, sweet boy.
Maybe you can do that.
Okay. Yes, maybe you can do that. Come here. Can you come a little bit? Good boy. Like this. Okay? And some of them are real good. They like their chin scratch. Not all of them, but some of them. But that's about the only place you try and pet them. And like I said, it's not something that they look forward to.
Okay.
I mean, it's more for our...
But they come up to
pleasure, I
you
guess.
and they want to touch you?
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing you learn about alpacas. You let them lead. So, for instance, I mean, sometimes, like today, we needed to corner them because we wanted to do some work with them and halter train them. But if we're just loose like this, you let them approach you.
I see.
You don't necessarily go after them.
So let's say some of the students come out here for a field trip, or maybe they're too far away and they visit one near them, maybe in Colorado or somewhere. They shouldn't go out toward the How do you approach an alpaca? Oh, that's just it. You wait for them to come toward you.
Well, and usually what we do, because we have lots of schools that bring their kids here, and usually what we do is we put the kids in a confined area, like a pen.
Yeah.
Put the kids in the pen, and then if we have grain or hay and we give it to the children, then the animals will come up to them.
Okay.
So you kind of entice them.
All right, well, that's our lesson on petting an alpaca. Okay. Don't think that they like it, but if you like it, then pet them the way they'll tolerate.
And you can, thank you. That came right off.
Hey. Oh, good.
He says, oh great, I'm free, I'm free.
Oh, yeah.
Where's my mom?
Uh,
There he is.
where's his mother?
He's going
Right
right,
straight
up
back
to
there.
her.
Oh, there.
Mom, you can't
And-
imagine what they did to
He's
me.
gonna try to nurse.
Mom, guess where I've been?
And she's not going to let him nurse because she's ready to let him go.
No more nursing. She's done nursing him. She says, get out of here, kid.
Yeah. Okay, Boo, you find your mom. She didn't even come in. She's out now.
Okay, Candace is going to show us. What are you showing us?
Okay, what we have here is a whole alpaca fleece. This part of the fleece is called the blanket, and that is the fiber that runs along the animal's back and then also on either of the animal sides. This is the longest, softest, nicest stuff, and as we were looking at Apollo, and I was talking about crimp and bundling and some of those other factors that you look for if you're going to buy an animal, it was kind of hard to see on him, but we can see it real well on this fleece here. So the first thing that we do when an animal is shorn is that we put it on this large table, which is called our skirting table, and we skirt. And what we want to look for is fleece that looks just like this. So where you see the, I'll pull up a little bundle like this to highlight it. You're looking for real dense crimp like this. So it's super curly, and if you run your finger along it gently, you can feel all the little ridges in there. It reminds me of if you put a sandwich in one of those grilling pans, like a panini press, and how the sandwich will come up with those little ridges and the grill marks. That's kind of what this feels like. So that's a good thing. We want to look for crimp, and this is an excellent example of crimp there. Also, you want to look for the color, and on this particular lock, I'll just pull it apart so we can take a look at it. It looks almost like it's striped, like there are several different colors. So down here is a bright white, there's this stripe of a darker brown, a little more white, and then the tips are slightly yellowed. And that is because of the weathering that happens when the animal's out in the pasture and rain and sun and all of the elements. That's why Apollo's tips looked so light. And then this stripe right here is actually dirt. So the fleece on the animal's back is so dense that the dirt can't quite get down to the skin. And this real bright edge, where you see a real pretty bright white, that's the true color of the fleece. So if you could imagine, this is how this fleece would be growing.
Oh, okay.
So this is the part that was against the animal skin when it was cut. And those tips are what go out and face the elements.
The weather, the rain.
That's right. So when we skirt, what we want to do is separate all the nice pieces like this that are lovely. This would make good yarn. And we want to make sure that we don't have any little, these are called noils, or second cuts, tiny little fuzzies that accumulate. These will clog up the machines, and it'll make your yarn real knobbly and not so pretty. So we take these out, we throw those away, and there's another little tiny one. Pull that apart.
How do you get them out?
You just pull it. You hold on to the lock, and then you pull it out. So here we have some more examples. I'll pull a lock apart. We can tell we've got some little second cuts there. I'll hold on here, grab and pull, and then some of those will come away.
Like little balls of wool. You call this wool, right?
Well, we call it fleece.
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 Yeah, you've been saying fleece, and I've been thinking wool.
Right. Wool is a term that's used pretty much just for sheep. And when you have all of the fiber from an animal like this, it's called a fleece when it's intact. And then once we process it, once you turn it into yarn, then it becomes fiber. So there's a whole vocabulary. This is a full fleece. The other thing that we look for is for hay.
Hay? Oh, you mean the hay that maybe got caught in there?
That's right.
I started to say fur, but I should
This
say
is a little bit fleece. So this is whoops, I just dropped it. So this is a little bit of hay, vegetable matter, grass, and whatnot. In the winter, or excuse me, in the summertime, when it's pretty hot outside, they like to roll around in dust piles. So they will roll and pick up all these little bits of grass and all kinds of random things. So we want to get that out of the fleece because we don't want that in our yarn.
Oh, they're having fun rolling around, but they don't know the headaches they're causing you.
That's right. And the babies are especially bad about that.